Hey, Bree. Hey, darling.
Hey, Gina.
How's the kid?
He's better. He's better. There's just like a stomach bug and some other stuff running rampant. So
I swear
he's
this.
feeling better. So I just like nursed him back to health. Just made him hydrate and hydrate and hydrate. And so he's doing better. And I'm going to do a mental health breakfast
Oh,
of Krispy Kreme donuts.
oh my God, I love that. That is awesome.
So I'm going to go get a dozen donuts
Uh-huh.
and it's happy food.
Okay, so share your mental health breakfast because I think they need to hear also.
Okay, so I'm doing a mental health breakfast for my kiddos. Absolutely no nutritional content. And it's Krispy Kreme donuts. I was like, how many do you want and what kind?
God.
We're going for.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
And they immediately perked up. They're like, really? I was like, yes. I need it.
Are your kids going through a funk? Mine called me. I had to take her to the emergency room. We think she had a panic attack. And then this morning she's up claiming she has a stomach ache and nothing's wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, it's,
Time of the year.
The time of the year, they've got tests, school, COVID, flu, I was sick. Like, we've just been off our game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me too. Me too. Yesterday was so awful.
That's a nice way to put it, off my game. Write that down.
I mean, even as hard as I try, kids pick up when you're off your game. They were off their game. I was like, you know what? Krispy Kreme donuts for everybody.
It's a good way to go about it.
I like that. I really do.
So I will have one virtually for you guys.
Oh, thank you. As I ate my apple and Stilton with cranberries in it, because I literally came running in here with my hair sopping wet, and I'm like, I need food, and coffee is most important, so I have coffee. But
yeah,
apple and chunk of cheese was literally all I could grab, and yeah. My yesterday, I was trying to kind of this morning process through because I was writing it, my little bullet thing, my journal, and I'm like, what the hell was it? And because I was just, like, the off your game is the perfect way to talk, to explain what it was. When I got up, I was getting ready and everything's fine. And then I got a text from Gary going, hey, we have a 3-hour meeting scheduled with everybody, right? With the interior team, what am I going to say, operations. And he's like, hey, I have a snafu. I can't meet at this time. Can you meet here, here, here? And I'm like, hours at the last minute into my schedule in the same week. I'm like, are you flipping kidding me? And I looked and I'm like, none of them. And so I'm trying to find where I can move stuff around to, and what I can accommodate. And meanwhile, Greg is like, he's waiting on a list for me and he's got to go. He's like, I got to go. And I'm like, I cannot think right now. I can't do it. You got to chill out for a second. And then I finally just tossed some other times over to Gary and got my husband on the road and all that. And then it just felt off, like all day long. I just felt frazzled and like I started to sort through my desk, and I was like, all right, just sort through your desk, get everything filed away that the rest of it needs to get filed away, get your space clean, and wrap your brain around stuff. And then I was dealing with the IRS yesterday, as Kay knows, because she was in ER when I was on IRS. Those are bad alphabets, both of them,
Right.
And the IRS has lost all paperwork from my father again, and I have to resend everything back, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, but this morning when I was going back and I'm like, what was it? Because I felt fragile. I felt fragile yesterday. And I'm like, what was that? And I finally realized, for me personally, I'm like, not once in that whole mess did you ever reach out to God and ask for help. And for me, that's my strength and my rock. I mean, I reached out to my husband a couple times. I'm like, can I get a hug? Like, I kind of need one today, And
Right.
so I did that, but I realized I didn't reach up, and I'm like, oh, girl, what the hell is wrong with you? So that was mine. Good morning. So normally we start off this with good news. Today we're like, what are you doing to protect your mental health? So Bree did a mental health day of donuts for her kids because it's mental health thing for her. I cleaned my desk yesterday, and then this morning I was like, you don't have time to wash your hair. And I'm like, I want to wash my dang hair. It needs it. Screw it, wash it anyway. And if you get on camera with sopping wet hair, you get on camera with sopping wet hair, who cares? So I'm taking care of, and I'm reaching up in my inner prayer life to God. And then I asked my husband, I don't know, 3 times yesterday, I think, for hugs. So that's because it just feels, I don't know, I feel pulled all over the place. So, all right, turning it over to you guys.
I just got
Well,
news that,
Go ahead, Kathy.
go ahead, Kay, it's all right.
No, you start.
I was just gonna say that I just got news that Jay has decided to join a different team, but did decide to go with EXP.
Reach out to him and
Hey, who? Jay Connor? Oh, you have.
she has a J. Reach out to me quickly, and before he signs anything, because here's the deal. If he knew about us first and he walks away and says no, he cannot come on the team later. Gary will not allow it. So reach out to him one more time and just say, look, what was it that made you decide to go local? Help me understand, because this is a situation and I don't want you to
I think I can tell you, he sent me a message just a few minutes ago, and it says, I'll just read it. Hi, Kathy, hope all is well. I just wanted to take time to say thank you for meeting with me on Friday. EXP is my #1 choice. I love what EXP has to offer. Overall, I did a lot of thinking and decided to go with a more local EXP in Texas. The brokerage here can set me up with a local mentor that can help guide me every step of the way. I do really appreciate the opportunity of learning more about EXP from you and Gina. I would love to stay connected with you both. Jay.
Is it a mentor
in Texas
or a coach? Yeah, exactly. That's the first one.
Right, and those are 2 completely different things.
Yeah, and I think we do all of this.
Where is he in Texas? Okay, said
He never has said.
Find out. If he wants a mentor in Texas, we have people in Texas who would probably fully enjoy mentoring. I don't know what EXP charges, but you can set up whatever you want to outside of their mentor system.
Right.
Be curious to find out what group he did go with. I'd be interested in finding out.
Yeah, and the split.
Yes. And the if they're in the honey badger line or not, because we're the most productive. We make more money than any of the other lines. There's like 5 major lines, and we make more money than all of them do.
Yeah, you're probably better getting what with this, Gina, than I am.
Yeah, but you go ahead and reach out and see if you can't get one more phone call before he signs.
Okay.
Thanks,
sweetie. And then I'll carve out time and work with him.
Yeah, because I'm seeing here, like in South Carolina, in our South Carolina group page, it's a couple of team leaders that's reaching out and asking if, people want to come on their team. And man, they're doing like a 50-50 split.
Mm-hmm.
And, all that they really are offering, of course, they're saying, leads. And then they say that they have office space. And I'm like, that's not enough.
Really? I know.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. But I mean, it sounds like he doesn't feel like he's going to get walked through from this message, and he will.
Yeah.
And it also sounds like he's not comfortable with this setup yet. And I get that. Because he wants something there.
So I guess the question is, you want boots on the ground right next to you to coach and mentor. Oh gosh, how would I word that? I would open up and start asking questions. Because once I start really asking questions, I'm really gonna know where it is. But see if you can't get one, like, just get one more appointment.
All
before you
right.
see him. Like a panicked, oh my gosh, please talk to me before you do this. I don't want you to make a mistake.
Yeah, because, and back to your original point, Gina. So if he comes on GIA and he finds that, okay, it's not for me, he can still
can
go back
go.
to that other team.
Right.
He can't come back to GIA.
The only way you can come on GIA if you're in EXP is Craig's case, where you didn't know about us
Right.
and you were in there, and then I call Gary and I flipping adore this person. I think he's a perfect fit. Can we make room? Yes. Otherwise, Gary's like, nope. If they knew about us and said no, he's like, because he feels like it's not honoring the integrity of the person that they went with. He's like, it doesn't honor that decision and that integrity. And he's like, I'm fine. People should go where they want to go, and it's totally okay. He goes, but I don't want to ever be seen as one of the team leaders that's undermining other team leaders ever. And he's like, so I won't do it. I will not undermine another team leader. And I'm like, I totally respect that on every level.
Yeah.
He's like, if they didn't know about us, he goes, they didn't know about us. That's completely different. I'm not undermining anybody. We have a different business model that possibly lines up with who they are. Like Craig and Vess, our business model lines up with that. So that's the distinction. So who else is doing something to take care of their mental health or got anything like that going on?
Well, I had a day yesterday. I just, it's like I just couldn't get caught up, and, I'm behind in my other course, and I told Karina I would, meet her after a meeting, and then I missed the meeting, and then I went and met with her, and I had to tell her I'm going to be laid up for 6 weeks. And part of me is actually happy because I'm so sick of doing her rentals and nothing is happening. And I think it's her criteria. And I've asked her and asked her and asked her to change her criteria, and she doesn't make any change. So just getting over that hump and telling her, I can't do it. So I was thinking last night, I think I'm just going to, I'll be nice and maybe get some signs made with her number on it while I'm laid up, and just take my signs down and get hers down. Because she says, oh, well, we can go ahead and rent them, right? And I said, yeah, you can rent them. But I think she thinks I can leave them on MLS, and I can't. If I'm not going to get paid, I don't leave them on MLS.
Can I ask you a question, Kay?
Yeah.
Why are you hanging on to her? Help me understand that.
I guess I'm trying to get her on a call with Gary to go over what's in her head about when she sells everything, because she's supposed to sell everything the end of the year. So that, the big sale, it was supposed to be in December or January of this year, and her thing doesn't. And so it's the end of next year. So I'm not giving her a lot of time. I've really pushed her aside, and I'm focusing on other things. And I don't know what happened. We had an electrical outage yesterday. My technology wasn't working. I kept sending a link for the inspection report, and the guy couldn't get it. And his secretary called me, and I sent it again. And then he called me, and he was irritated, and I sent it again. And then he called me again at night and said, and then it was just a horrible, nothing was right. And then I'm in the middle of taking this. He said, I have to have an amendment to know what you want. So I did the amendment, and then I was taking it out to my little 88-year-old because he has no internet. And I'm getting ready to drive out there, and I get a call from the school. My granddaughter has to go to the emergency room. I think she had a panic attack. We don't know what else it was, but she said she couldn't feel her limbs, and she had a pain in her chest. And I didn't know what the heck it was. She was clammy and crying, and she'd been in the nurse's office for 30 minutes. I don't know what the heck happened.
Was she hyperventilating?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Wow.
So,
kid.
that threw me off my game, and then our call
Yeah.
was off, and I couldn't get anything together and get anything done, and I woke up today and I just feel like I'm already behind.
I woke up today, well, obviously Bree took care of with donuts on hers.
Mhm.
I I purposely like slowed down, took a look at my life or my yesterday, tried to figure out, okay, what can I do better and different? How can I like radically accept whatever the situation is? Like my phone was broke half the day. It was just, I don't know, it was just a lot being thrown at me. And keep peace in that, which failed. I did sleep a lot last night because I know that a lot of times it's just, sometimes it's just sleep. We just need some extra sleep. So I made sure I went to bed. I think we went to bed around 9, so sleep by maybe by 9:30-ish, maybe 10 at the very latest. But we went to bed at 9. We shut down everything, and I got off Gary's call at like 8:07 or something last night. I'm like, nope, I'm tired. Tired. I need my sleep, and I need time to wind down. If I'm around people, I still need time to wind down. Like I can't, like if Gary's, I don't know how late it went, but let's say it went till 9. It would take me another hour to wind down after that to even be like, I think I'm ready to go to bed now. So,
Yeah. Kay, I'm gonna say, take the signs from the universe and slow down and just do, when it throws you all those challenges or things up in your way, just bow out. It's telling you it's giving you permission to bow out, take care of yourself. I know that because I've been running the candle on both ends like a lunatic, and finally fell out this weekend, Sunday. I think I slept all day Sunday and then fell asleep again at 7.
good.
I mean, my body just needed it, and everything I was trying to down, and I said, okay, I'm gonna give myself permission to take care of myself. And as far as your granddaughter goes, are they having tests or exams or anything at school right now? She might just be a little anxious about that. I used to get that way.
I don't know. She said not, but I'm trying to figure out what's going on with her.
So
Yeah.
Kay, don't do what I did. I ran my body to the ground, working 70 hours a week, had to take 2 weeks off. It was the best 2 weeks. I went back to work yesterday. Manager motto was, and fuck you.
Go for it again, Bree. You turned into an alien when you went back to work. Maybe literally.
My motto yesterday was, and go fuck you. And fuck you. And fuck you. Here is my piece. You are a grown-ass adult acting like a child. I'm a grown-ass adult, and fuck you. And I went about my business and had a great day.
So I gotta say, maybe it's because of last week, because a bunch of us were like, screw this, we're not doing this crap anymore. Like I fired my doctors on Monday, got my yesterday, got my medical records, made another appointment with another person, blah, blah, blah. But it's the weirdest thing because the holiday season, this holiday season feels like, screw you. And now
I just can't get into it. I went to a Christmas concert on Sunday with my girlfriend and just really am trying hard to get into it. I have nothing decorated. My house is torn apart. Their furniture is out of both the kids' rooms. I don't have a tree up. I still have Thanksgiving sitting on the kitchen table. I just can't get it done.
I swear to goodness gracious, I should go walk you guys through my living room right now, which has a tree up, part of the ornaments on, but there are bins everywhere with ornaments. I mean, big, huge. All right, so I do like Christmas. Big, huge bins full of ornaments, and somewhere I lost the stupid hook things that go on the ornament. I mean, I didn't lose them; they're in a bin, but God knows what bin. And do I leave them on the ornament? No. So I finally just told my husband, I'm like, screw it, go buy me a bunch more of these things. So he did. But it is literally like it's hard to get around in there because it's just bins everywhere. But I don't think that screw it this year or Breeze FU is such a bad thing because it doesn't feel, I don't know about y'all, it doesn't feel grinchy though. And the reason why I don't think it feels grinchy is because I think that there's boundaries where we let ourselves, okay, I'm just going to say I let myself get too far where instead of just drawing a nice, polite, calm adult boundary, I have to draw a screw you, no boundary, or a withdrawal boundary, which is my bad, not anybody else's. But protecting that and guarding my, what did I read the other day? It was something along
Protect
the
your
lines of,
peace. Like, I protected my peace.
yes,
And in 2 weeks, I picked up 3 buyers. But I was stressed because I didn't have my steady income.
right.
You know, I thought I was stressed. And so from that, I'm like, you know what?
God, she always ends up on the perfect time. She either looks gorgeous or she's like, yeah. I'm telling you, I'm looking for the one.
Frozen again.
Well, she's, yeah, you got frozen. You said, you know what?
You know what? You're not worth it.
Bree, I want one of those
manager-
donuts.
It looks like
You want my
Krispy
donut?
Kreme, right?
Yeah.
There's something that
Frozen again.
Yeah.
Poor Bree.
he's trying to sabotage my tables. Had a great rapport. Everything's fine. I was like, you insecure little asshole.
Dang, girl. I think that
I
you
was
should like share how you really feel.
Right. I mean, but like that was my attitude in my head. I took the high road. I was like, don't let me school you outside of work.
That's nice.
You know, he needs to get one of those power boosters for the car so that you don't go alien on us.
Okay,
But
here's the quote I found.
Those are-
If taking care of your mental health means letting someone down, then let them down. I was like, ah.
Yeah.
And so that's what I gave myself permission to do yesterday. I actually had another, at a call with, there's an old guy, lives in California. I think he's like 88. And somehow he ran across my radar and friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. And so now I ended up where I'm like, I don't even know how I got this on my calendar, but I talk to him every week and we just have a good chat every week. And he's old and he's lonely. And that's part of, I mean, he's nice and he's interesting and he's kind and all those kinds of things. He's a nice guy. And I was like, I can't do it. I just can't. I got too much stuff going on. And I'm like, and I was like, okay, so what do I do? And I was like, and I just texted him. I'm like, look, I got to push this off a week. I got too many things coming at me and I just can't today. I just can't. And then I also took our hour call and I said, this needs to get shortened down to a half hour. So, next week I will call you and it'll be this time instead. So I can get a little bit of my time back. But it was hard. It was not, I had a debate going on in my head about his mental health and giving to another human being and protecting my mental health. And I needed space. I needed some space yesterday. I really did. And even though it was just a little hour that I got carved out in the afternoon, like I needed some staying space. So I just thought that quote was really profound. And I see that. And I don't know if it's just because of our group, but I'm seeing that this holiday season of a lot of us drawing some boundaries around, because we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like I canceled all my doctor stuff yesterday and was like, I want my medical records. I'm done. I made the appointment with the new place. I'm like, y'all are done. You're just done. I'm done dealing with you. And it means delaying everything. I was supposed to get a hip replacement in January and it'll probably be February now, whatever. I don't care. Like they keep on sending me to people that have horrible reviews. And I'm like, I'm not going to you guys. And I hate the place anyway. And I hate them because every time I play, this is where it started. Well, the first day I went in, they're like, hello, Gina. My name is Clarice. I don't know. And you have my undivided attention. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. But now every single time you ever
and
see
then they're
them,
like, we're going to eat you.
exactly
That's
with
because of
Papa Beans and
Clarice.
Big Gianni. I'm like, but every time you call into any, it's a big organization. So any of the locations, any of the places you see anybody, it's always, you have my undivided attention. So I went to go leave a message the other day and was like, we can't speak with you because somebody else is getting our undivided attention. I'm like, y'all are lying through your damn teeth or eating lunch.
But I'm so sick of talking to robots.
Yeah.
that's when the bad
Thank
words
you.
come out of my mouth. It's like, I don't want to talk to another robot. Get me to a human being. You go in circles and circles and circles and you can't get anything done. I'm
Okay, so
so
when you get those and they
pissed.
ask you to talk, have you guys ever just said agent?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, agent, a lot of times will cut through it if you say it like, I don't know, 18 times.
Or
My old
representative.
insurance company, I was with Liberty Mutual. I just changed over. And I don't care how many times you said it. It would send you to, it would loop back around to the same thing. It would just keep looping, keep looping. I was like, man, this is
Don't you love it when they
so
do?
sickening.
That's not the right response.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
send
Oh
you
my
back all over again.
It's when you start pushing the buttons with your middle finger.
Because it's the longest finger, right?
That's right.
Right, right.
That's right. All
So
right.
do you guys, from a male point of view, are you going through the same thing? Are you seeing some of the same stuff we are, or are you just listening to a bunch of whiny women?
Such a
Well-
good question.
Yeah, I do, and I just go and smoke a joint.
Oh, I quit way too many decades ago.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I tell everybody I smoke reefer, like the old people back in the day, but I don't.
Right,
I promise you I don't. But
No,
what
I see
I
you
know
as a
some people
pipe
that-
kind of guy.
I did that too. But now I hardly drink or anything. So, but anyway, what I did yesterday, like I go to the gym every morning and work out. I'm there at 6:30, and we do group fitness. So yesterday I decided that I wasn't going. I got up and I was dragging around. I was debating whether I was going to go or not, and I was like, no, I'm not going. I'm going to Planet Fitness, and I'm gonna work out alone today. And I went and worked out by myself, and put my headphones on, and I just kind of zoned out and got it done myself, and it really felt good. And then it was interesting last night that Gary was talking about. So this morning, I was up and out of bed at 5. I came into the living room and I did my meditation and I just relaxed, and I drank my water, and I just took time for me this morning.
Mhm.
And that was just everything for me this morning. And then I went ahead and went to the gym at 6:30 and worked out as normal. And yeah, I really needed that alone time.
Oh,
You know,
that's so
you just
good.
gave me a great idea, because I know Gary talked about that last night. And by the way, Gina, I was proud of Gary. He only let it run an hour, well, an hour and a half. He got done about 8:30.
Sharp. He
Yeah.
literally, before I said goodnight, I was done. The screen was
Yeah.
shut down.
And that was really
Good.
good.
I'm gonna talk to him about shutting it down at like pick a time, 8 or 8:30. I don't care, but pick a time and then do farm on it. So I'll talk to him about that. But good.
But I haven't been sleeping well.
I haven't either.
And it might be really good to, when I'm waking up at 2 and 3 in the morning, and sometimes not going back to sleep until 5:30.
OPF.
Maybe that's what I should do.
You can call
I
me too.
guess I
I was
don't
up
do
at
that
3
unless I
today
have
too.
permission. But maybe that's a good time for me to take time and just sit up and meditate for a little while. You
This
know,
morning, I just started not too deep. I started to go into really deep into meditation. And then I was like, don't start thinking too much. And the reason why, because this will keep everything away, because it'll just start like, oh, ideas. Oh, I don't want to do that. But I just really took my time this morning when I got up around 2:30 and just kind of, mold things over instead of fighting it, being pissed off or trying to force it by, for me, jumping on my iPad and reading something until my eyes cross and, I pass out. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna let the thoughts kind of go in my head, because that's also the time that I solve a lot of issues going on in my life. Like early in the morning or in the middle of the night, things will come to me, especially early in the morning, actually. with, oh, you should go do this thing, this, whatever this random thing is that's been bugging me, that I'm like, kind of can't figure out. In the morning, I wake up with the perfect answer. I mean, just like Gary said. And then the other thing you said, Craig, which I thought was fascinating, was I didn't want to work out. And then you decided to work out alone. Yesterday, so I do 3 days a week at a gym, and it's a personal trainer, tiny place. And yesterday I was like, I do not want to go. I do not want to go. I do not. And the whole way down, I'm just like, I'm driving there literally going, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. But I also know this, when I'm in a not great space, when my head's messed up and I'm in a bad space in my head, let's just be honest about it. Everything that goes on in here is a lie. It's an absolute lie. Don't talk to people, be alone. Don't ask for a hug, be independent, stand up on your own 2 feet. Don't go to the gym. Yeah. Eat ice cream. I don't care what it is. Whatever it is, it's a
Eat a
lie.
donut.
Exactly. Sometimes donuts are okay, and you're fit as hell and you've lost 15 pounds or 20 or whatever you've lost, you eat a donut. And it's a lie. And so I worked out anyway. And after I was done, I was like, oh. And I don't know, it just, when we can't take care of the other stuff in our lives, let's say you got a lot of stuff going on, who knows what it is. If you can't take care of anything else, and you don't know which direction to go, or you don't know what to do, or there's just too much coming at you, the one thing that you can control and do is this. You can control what you eat, and you can control what you move. And if you just work on this, because the rest of it's just too overwhelming, or there's too much, or there's too anything else. If you just work on this, I promise you, you will feel better quickly, really quickly. If you just work on this, and don't listen to the lie in your head, because whatever's going on in there is a liar. It just lies. So
Last night when I couldn't sleep, I started counting from 100 backwards. I did it 3 times.
oh,
I never have to do that.
3 times.
yeah, that's
And I
the,
was really fast.
well,
but-
at least you found a way that worked for you. Yes, Craig?
Yeah, and the hours between 3 and 5, that's supposed to be like the spirit hours. So that's
No wonder I'm awake.
yeah, that's when you're awake at that time, you sleep and you wake up around during those times. That's when you get your most downloads. And I would recognize that when I was meditating on a regular basis. I used to meditate every day, and I had a set time that I would get up every morning, between 3:30 and 4, I would get up. And I would be so energized, but at that time too, I was, I could meditate for like 30 minutes with no problem. But when I came out of meditation, I could just like write all of my thoughts down, and I could plan my day.
So
But
you
once
would be awake between 3 and 5, and then you would meditate?
So I had a routine where I would get up around between 3:30 and 4. I would go into the other room and meditate for about 30 minutes. Then I would work out. Well, I would drink my water as soon as I got up. I would drink 32 ounces of water, meditate, then for 30 minutes. By that time, I would have to use the bathroom. Then I would work out. Then I would shower and, get dressed, and then go to the gym. So, I was just like very structured
Mm-hmm.
at that time. And and I would write during that time as well. And I saw so many, like the things that would come to me, I would see them manifest
Mm-hmm.
in my life, and then some kind of way I just got distracted and got out of that. I think when COVID came in, it really did.
Yeah.
It distracted me a lot. Couldn't
Yeah.
get out,
Well,
couldn't go
we
to
had to adjust our structure. Like there was
Yeah.
a new structure. Like
Yes.
you- COVID made us pivot. Like
True.
it just made us.
And no support, all the support networks cut off. All the things that a healthy person does, which is be out in public, interact with other people, you know, all those kinds of things was like, no, you know, take off the mask, like, you know, like literally get real with people and like, no, mask up, hide. And all of a sudden people, I remember in the beginning when it first hit, people, like I lived in LA and I got pissed at people and in the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, because if you tried to go to the grocery store, you had to line up outside. Now only let so many people in at the time when they finally opened the grocery stores. And in LA, I mean, it's crushing humanity, but it's supposed to be 6 feet apart. And they're like right up against you. And I was like, get the hell away from me, you know? And, you know, none of that mattered. But there was all of a sudden strangers were stranger danger, you know, and they weren't other than, you know, the couple that you should be worried about, but they weren't prior to that. So it was a very weird. I don't know about you all. I lost half my business in one day. Literally, I was coaching 100 people. And in one day when they shut down San Francisco, because they shut down everything. They're like, no real estate's happening, none. And it didn't matter where you were. One of the kids on the team, it was his first transaction and it was already signed. Everything was done, but they couldn't record. So can't record, can't get paid. So he literally had everything done and they couldn't record. So they couldn't move into the house and he couldn't get paid. Even though
Oh.
everything was completely done. It was just a mess. Anyway, I lost half my business in one day and I was like, okay, here we go, you know? Anyway, yeah. I'm very grateful in the long run for a lot of things. And one of them is Gary called me up and, you know, not too far into that whole mess. I was like, yeah, Gina, where are you? I still want to be with you. You know, I still want to be doing something with you. What do you want to do? So I'm very grateful for that. So, all right. Mentally healthy stuff. Gary said yesterday to, once you get your plan kind of done, to look at it daily, which I was like, that was my big, huge thing that I wrote down, was for me to be looking at it daily. I used to have, I face the window right now, but I used to, in one of my offices, I faced a wall, because there was no window. And I had it in front of me, just on a handwritten piece of paper, my stuff. And that was the first year I ever did that. And I hit every single thing that year. And those things looked impossible to hit. And I hit them all. And that just reminded me of getting the thing in front of your face every day. And I will also, so that's mine that I'm going to do. And then I also like what Gilbert said, instead of saying I am, and I want to play with this because I don't know psychologically what's going on behind it, but he said, why am I blank? And I thought that was really intriguing because the mind cannot leave a question unanswered. That's why, Kathy, I would throw some questions at Jay, because it won't leave. He's smart cookie. He will not be able to leave the question unanswered. He just won't. So I would think carefully about what kind of questions I would want to text him. I would throw him some questions, some thought-provoking questions. But I don't know psychologically what it does, because I know that the I am with a period at the end of it means that our brain, which doesn't know the difference between visualization and reality, because the same neurons fire, everything fires the same, will say, well, wait, if this thing's true, then I have to have the actions to make it true, because right now you say it is true, but these actions aren't aligning. So it will start to force you to align your actions with the thing that you'd say is true. So I know that. And then I also know the brain cannot leave a question unanswered. So why am I really intrigues me, and I got to kind of play with the concept. I'm thinking the why am I, it will help me solidify. I think I'm going to use both in conjunction. I think that's what I'm going to do personally. And then I want to try it out and see how that works. So I don't have an answer, but those are my big, huge takeaways from yesterday to build those into, and then just to kind of guard my, like, not to let myself get to the edge of the cliff and fall over the cliff, you know what I mean? But to guard it farther back and go, like that quote was, if your mental health, if helping somebody else, if letting somebody else down, if you protecting your mental health means you have to let somebody else down, let them down. Let them down. It's okay. Your mental health right now is in a fragile state. That 80 whatever year old guy in California's mental health might not be in a fragile state. It might be. He might have to let somebody else down. But yesterday I needed to let him down. Good deal with the IRS. So there's my 5 cents. Anybody else got anything before I let us go late? I know. I'm like, Gary needs to do this. And I'm like, I run continually over and I'm sorry.
A few minutes is a whole lot different than hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apologize for my language, guys.
Oh, you're not cursing at me, so I'm okay.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
Bree, I love the new you, Bree.
I do too.
Why
It-
do we
it's-
need
I said that when I was on the phone to somebody that called me to set an appointment, and this driver was honking at me, and I gave him the FU, and I realized I was on the phone, and it's like, oh, well, I'm just doing too many things.
I used to care, I mean, I still do. I mean, but to the point where if this one manager thought I did a bad job, I would take it personally. Even though I knew I did my best. Like I would like reflect. And then, you know what? I put up a wall and he literally was following me, trying to yell at me. And I was like, I'm not talking to you. And kept going. And so, but in my head, I was like, fuck you. And I felt great. Like I wasn't disrespectful. You know, like literally I'd had it. Like
Yeah.
your energy is negative
Yep.
and you're not going to affect my performance because then you're going to write me up for that.
Yeah. Good for you. Oh, you all reminded me. Sunday, I put a thing up on Facebook, which is an interview with Robert Downey Jr. And
Oh,
it's kind of long, but it's where somebody tried to push past his boundaries and how he handled it. And it's
oh, okay.
it's brilliantly handled. And the guy breaks it down step by step by step by step. Here's where he did this. Look, here's what's happening next. Look at his chest. If you watch his
Was it
chest,
Charisma University guy?
is it what?
Charisma University guy?
I don't know.
Kind of young, cute, straight eyebrows.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was watching the whole.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. No, it's fine.
Fine.
Because personally, I think Robert Downey Jr. is pretty damn cute. But anyway, so I was focusing really in on that and just analyzing what it was and what the steps were on dealing with somebody that's passive aggressive. And it's really good. It's really, really good. So if you want, that might give you some good steps on how to deal with some people that maybe need some boundaries drawn in your life also. So anyway,
Where did you post that?
Facebook.
Facebook.
On my Facebook. And if we're not friends, please friend me. Because once I got in the car accident, I wasn't allowed to friend anybody else. But my people, if I know people, then I will friend them. So I've got a string of, I don't know, 300 friend requests over the past few years that I can't friend. It's like, if you don't know them, don't friend them. And I would friend everybody who ever wanted to be my friend. Then I'm like, yep. So, but you'll pop at the top and I'll friend you if you're not. Cool.
Okay.
All right, I officially declare Tuesday, December 13th, National GIA Krispy Kreme Day.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Long drive to
Yay.
Krispy Kreme for me.
I had
Why
5
did
donuts.
you eat them for me? I can't do them anymore. They're too sweet.
I
Yeah,
can only
I had
do
5
one.
of them. I'm on a high.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Oh my God, you remind me of the 4-hour weekday guy. He also did the 4-hour
Yeah.
work guy. Yes, and he's like on his 12th donut. And he's like, "Shut up, it's cheat day."
I-
Hey, PF, thank you, sweetheart.
I think it's this one. Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see if I can click on it really quickly and see if it's the right guy or not.
Vistaprint knows the holidays.
Oh crap, stop talking, you rude person.
Yeah, Chris-
Yes, give a warning shot. That is exactly it.
Krispy Kreme's is 45 minutes away from me, so
See
It's
me
worth
I
it.
don't have them very often.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
It's 45 minutes from me too, and that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
and see,
Krispy
blueberry
Kreme
and
is-
cream are my
It's
favorite.
12 hours away
Like
from
the
me.
chocolate covered with custard inside.
Okay, hang on. Let's end with this one. Your chocolate custard, whatever. Do that one. What are you all? What do you guys-
Glaze.
Glaze? Original glaze, original
Yeah.
glaze. Do you guys remember they were the round ones stuffed with the whipped cream and they had the glaze over them?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So yeah, that's mine.
I never liked the ones with filling.
I don't like the Boston cream style pudding filling, but that whipped creamy filling stuff. My problem with Krispy Kreme is like, I want 2 or 3. No, 1 is a sugar coma and they're not as good the next day. So it's 45 minutes, but you only get 1. And that's it. Yep.
And you
So-
gotta walk back.
Ah, I used to do that when I was younger. It was a mile and a half to DQ to DQ. So I'd walk 2 miles to DQ, bless you, split a banana split,
Thank you.
and then walk the 2 miles back. And I'm like, I was 20 or whatever. And I'm like, I'm 20, whatever, that equaled the calories. I'm like, I'm fine.
Yep. I used to ride my bike everywhere.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Today's official Krispy Kreme day. So take care of your mental health and protect it and guard it. And that is our way of saying Merry Christmas to ourselves this year.
I'm in the spirit.
See y'all
Yep.
tomorrow.
All right.
Yep.
Have a
Bye,
good
y'all.
day.
Bye.
Bye.